Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And it is Tuesday. Whew. It's been a busy Tuesday already, but I'm here. So, hallelujah. Let's go for it. So, I'm going to work on a kit today that is currently unavailable. However, don't panic. Don't be like, oh, June, if I can't get it, I don't want to see it, because you can still get it. And what I want to tell you about, I'm not able to figure out how to screen share that, but I'm working on that with my son to figure out how. So when you click on the item that you want, any item that you want, but in specific right now, we're talking about kits. If there are any kits that you want to get that are currently unavailable, you can click on the item in the online store and it will pop up. It'll show you a picture of it, and then it'll give you a box that you can check mark. All right. Actually, I think it's an X, not a check mark. And that will put you on a list that as soon as it is available again, you will get an email saying it's available. You do have to have an account because they need to have your email to be able to send it to you. But that is what I do whenever a kit is not available. So like right now, I have the Nutcracker one where I'll get the email, the Road to Christmas, the one with the red truck. The other Christmas one that I can't think of right now with the kind of white cards, all the Christmas ones that are currently unavailable, I have put a little X in the box so that I'll get the email and I'll know when they're available. And you can do that too. It's not just for demonstrators. So give that a whirl. I have it also for the Traditions of Christmas paper that is currently unavailable. I have that checked or X'd out so that I can get that. Ooh, everything's falling over. So I have that so that I can get that. So you want to make sure to put an X in that box and you'll get an email when the product comes back on availability, instead of having to check constantly or daily or weekly. Hi, Covina. So make sure you do that if there's something that's currently unavailable, like the kit I'm going to show you today, but I just can't wait any longer. I know I was going to do the garland kit today, but I haven't figured out. So one, it requires a glue gun, which you all know how I feel about glue guns. And I wanted to turn this into a wreath, but I need to kind of play with it first. And I thought playing with it online in a Zoom, that would just kind of waste your time, and I don't want to waste your time. I want to bring you something that is valuable that you can use, and me messing around trying to figure out how to make this work is not valuable. So I'm putting this away for the moment. It's still only October. We got time. It's still available. So let me figure out how to turn this into a wreath, because Mom and I have decided that's what we want. We don't really need a garland. We'd like a wreath. So I need to just figure out how that's going to work. So give me a chance to do that, and then I will be back here live next week, and we'll go ahead and do the garland wreath. In the meantime, I have been wanting to open up this kit because I love Nutcrackers. How much do you love Nutcrackers? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in the love of Nutcrackers? So I said that if you watched this, I would tell you why I love Nutcrackers. And it's pretty simple. I was in ballet for 8 years, and we danced the Nutcracker suite every Christmas, every year. I was mostly a mouse, and I had this really great, maybe I should get that album out and show those pictures sometime. Maybe I'll post a couple of the pictures. I was a mouse. I was, most of the times, I always wanted to be one of the Arabian dancers, but I was never flexible enough. And I don't think that my teacher thought I was skinny enough for it, because it seemed like it was always the skinny girls who got to do it. But she told me if I worked on that, if I worked on being more flexible, and if I slimmed down a little bit, because I was always in the pretty plus section of Sears, that she would let me do it. So I worked hard. I worked really hard to get very limber and flexible. And one year I got to be an Arabian girl. And it was so much fun to wear those wispy costumes. I'll have to post pictures. I'll post them later in the comments. And then one year I got to be Clara. It was, they had decided to not have children in the performance, in the main performance. They were going to use all the adults and older people. And so, but they needed some kids to be Clara and the Prince. And so I got to be Clara. And then, let's see. Yeah, I was mostly the mouse. And I was usually the first mouse out on stage that was kind of checking things out. And I had to do little mousy things. So it was lots of fun. And ever since then, because of 8 years of doing that, I love Nutcrackers. And I have a small collection. I would like to have a larger collection, but I have a small collection. Each year, I try and add something new to my collection of Nutcrackers. Not so much ornaments. I do have a few ornaments. I'm not as much into the ornaments for the tree because the tree is already pretty full. I like more the decorations, what I can have by my mantle or somewhere in my house. So I'm working on that. I would love to have 2 really good sized Nutcrackers standing at my front door someday. That's my wish. Haven't told my husband. He'd probably freak out on trying to figure out how to store it. So I'm not mentioning that yet, but one day I will have those 2 tall Nutcrackers. So anyways, I love Nutcrackers. I trust you do too. Hello, Joanne. Happy Tuesday. Yes. And Kavina, I know you love Christmas, but what do you decorate? Are you more of a flower Christmas person? Are you more of a Santa? I do like a good Santa too, especially if he has a really fun face, a real friendly, jolly face. So I do have some Santas. I have some small Santa collection too, but I really love the Nutcrackers. So, and Joanne, what do you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Nutcrackers? I'm a 10 plus. So let's go ahead and check out these Nutcrackers. And I'm having to tell myself not to get too literal with these Nutcrackers because I tend to be a little old-fashioned and literal with things. And there's a girl Nutcracker in here. And having danced the ballet for 8 years, there was no girl Nutcracker. The soldiers might have been girls, but you know, it's such an old story that probably they were not. All right, so let's crack this baby open and get started. And I didn't even bring my tools. I was so excited to do this, I didn't even remember to bring my tools over. How crazy is that? Let's get some scissors out here and let's crack this puppy open. So I happen to have quite a few of these kits because when we had the kit sale a while ago, which is probably when they went out of stock, I bought a bunch of them. I'm going to be doing a class with these and with apparently with just what I have, so it will be limited. I will have to go through and see how many I have, so the class will be limited to the numbers that I have unless they come in stock again before then. And I have no idea, I wish I knew, I have no idea when they will be in stock again. That doesn't seem to be in our inventory status report. So we have some black baker's twine. We have our dimensionals, mini dimensionals, and little glue dots. And of course I have my green glue here just in case because it is quicker. Oh, we should probably get the instructions so we know what to put with what. So this is a non-stamping kit, which makes it super cool. What we're going to be doing in the class is we're going to be turning it into cards and possibly little treat boxes. So I'm still working on that. That's why I needed to open one of the kits so I could see. So Kavina says you can make them from large rug rollers, Nutcrackers everywhere, 200 plus. Oh, you are the friend that has the Nutcracker collection that I drool over. I couldn't quite remember who it was because I have a number of super Christmassy friends, but now I know that was you, 200 plus Nutcrackers. You can make them from large rug rollers. Oh, make Nutcrackers. Oh, well, I would need you to come and paint them because I don't I don't paint. I don't paint. Maybe my mom would paint them, but that's a cool idea. Used to go to the Seattle Nutcracker for years, took friends, little girls, but now can't afford it. Oh, yeah, I bet that's expensive. We do have it here. I'm going to see if I can at least take my mother to go see the Nutcracker here. I haven't seen it in years, and I would love to. I listen to the music every Christmas, but I haven't seen it in years. Hi, Missy. How are you? Hey, what is your, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Nutcrackers or not love Nutcrackers? We've already decided I'm a 10 plus, and Covina is a 10 plus 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 with 200. Wow, 200 Nutcrackers everywhere. All right, I remember now the pictures, and I couldn't remember whose pictures they were, but now I remember they are yours, Covina. So we have 4 different Nutcrackers, and yes, we have one. Looks like it might be a female, although you know what, they had longer hair back then, but it distinctly looks like a female because there's no beard, and all the other Nutcrackers have beard. But at least she's a redhead, so I got to give them credit that they at least gave us a redheaded Nutcracker. Kind of funny, I know. I'm a goof. All right, so here's all our ingredients, and again, it is in the 4 different languages: English, French, German, and Dutch. The coordinating colors are basic black, garden green, granny apple green, pecan pie, poppy parade, shy shamrock, and gold. So some bright colors in here. I kind of like that. Here are our ingredients for our Nutcrackers. So let's go ahead. We'll start with our Nutcrackers. And looks like we get 3 of each. Let's see. Yep, 3 of each. There's 4 different designs, so you get 12 tags. So we're going to put these guys back in here. So I'm going to essentially do what I usually do is make 1 of each, and then I'm going to use the rest of them to play with and make alternates and cards and things, and then I will let you know about a class, and I will see how many of these kits I actually have, so I know how many people could be in the class at least the first time out. If it is a popular class, then we'll just do the class again once we get more kits in. So I'll count and see how many kits I have. I think I have around 6, possibly 6 or 7 kits. So I'll let you know that, and I will design the stuff. All right, so we have our 4. I think we're going to put them here. All right, let's zoom out just a little bit. All right, here we go. We got some conversation going on here. All right, Missy's an 8-ish. I'll have to take a picture of yours. Oh yeah, a friend hand painted it for me. Oh, he is dressed in lederhosen and is holding a beer. Unplanned treat. He wobbles a little on his base like he has been drinking. His name is Otto. Oh, how fun. Joanne is a 1 or 2, as you've never seen it. Oh, but you know Nutcrackers. We're not talking about the Nutcracker ballet, Joanne. We're just talking about Nutcrackers in general. And I mean, we see these all over in all the shopping and everything. So I just like Nutcrackers in general. Oh, let's put these in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're gonna do this tag with this guy. So we have these tags here. And this tag with this guy. And yeah, see, she has little fluffy stuff on her sleeves and boots, so definitely girly. But that's okay. I'm okay because they made her a redhead. Maybe that's the only way they thought they could do a redhead, would be to have her have a girl. So there's her hat and her boots that apparently we're going to make 3D. How fun. And here's his hat and beard. And his hat and beard. Of course, you know that I like beards because I have a husband with a beard and I have a son with a beard. So this family is all about the beards. I'm going to keep this. You just don't know when they're going to be needed. All right, so then we have that. Then we're going to go into these, and we're going to do, so there's no extras on this one so far. Let's see, were there extras on the tags? I'm going to guess. Ooh, there were. There's an extra set of tags. Now I want to check and see, are there an extra set? Did I miss? 1, 2, no, there's just 3 of each of those, but there's extra tags and beards and boots. All right, so then we have his little holly, and then we have his little holly, and we have her little holly leaves. No extra holly leaves. That would have been, I would have liked that more than the extra beards and boots, right? All right, so then we have all the words, English and German and French and Dutch. I'm going to do all mine in English this time around. So we have believe in the magic of Christmas right here. And then we have for you. So these are tags you can put on presents. These are tags that you can put on cards. These are tags that you can use as ornaments. These are tags that you can use as decorations. There's really no limit to what you can do with these tags, except for whatever your imagination limits you on. So as I frequently say, there's no, your imagination is your only limitation. See, it's been a while since I've used that phrase. So this is the rest of those. I will take out the German ones, and then I will let go of the Dutch and French. I wish I knew someone who needed the French. I would send it to them. So, and I do not need, thank you folks, but I don't need a ton of the German ones. I've been getting a lot, and Natasha has said that she doesn't do a whole lot, and I only have so many German people I can send stuff to. Aren't they cute? They are super cute. So let's go ahead. We're going to put this one over here. Whoops. And then we're going to put this one over here. And we'll get started on number 1. So I got everything, and then we have dimensionals, glue dots, and the baker's twine. So let's do number 1. I have a feeling they're going to be fairly simple. All right, so we have some things we need to pop out here. All right. And you can use your take your pick tool, or you can see here easily they came out, and we're going to stick that like that because we're going to follow this. And then we're going to do our crown. And, oh, here we go, our mustache. All right, so we're going to be using dimensionals on all of these. And because we are using the minis, I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to use one that I've already got started, because I like to save these in case I need to send them to customers. So I save these smaller versions because I've got this started one here. All right, so we're going to put, let's get the whole thing. We're going to put one on the mustache. There we go. And then we're going to put 2 on the crown. There we go. And I'm just taking the paper off right now as we go. And then we're going to put 2 on the believe. 1 goes here. And because of the layout, I'm going to trust them that they have it where I need it to be. And then 1 right here. All right, so then we're going to put it on him. All right, so we're gonna put the mustache on the mustache. Let me zoom in because you're probably like, June, I can't see it. I can't see it. Here we go. Let's see, that's as far in as it goes. Yes, they're cute. I think I only have one, that one of the girls painted. Oh, nice. All right. So then we're going to do our crown right here, and it has gold on it. There we go. And then the believe, that one didn't come off. The believe is going to go right across here. There we go, like that. Oh my gosh, I love it. Do you love it? Oh my gosh, I'm really loving it. All right, so then we're going to put a glue dot on here. Right there. Pop that baby off. And it looks like it's going to go right. So we're laying him on here, and it's going to go right behind his boot. All right behind his boot like that. All right, so let me make sure I got it on there most of the way. So I'm gonna take it off, and I want to make sure it's all the way on there. Then we're going to use our take your pick tool, pop out that and that. Oh, that one didn't pop. Here we go. Come on. All right. And then we're going to put them together so they're not stuck together. They'll be able to move sideways if you want. So it says 12 inches. 12 inches. I'm going to do it this way, where it goes in. Get it wet, kind of like you do with thread. Put it in here like that. And then I'm going to, and I think they did the same thing, it looks like. There we go, like that. And then we're going to loop it through like this. All right. And that way it can move. And there is Nutcracker #1. Believe in the magic of Christmas. We know Covina does. She's a Christmas nut, and apparently a Nutcracker nut. That works. That goes together, Covina. You're a Christmas nut and a Nutcracker nut. And I say that lovingly. I know you know. All right, so now we're going to turn these over. Oh my gosh. I love the little beard. And that's going to get a glue dot. So I'm going to go ahead and do the glue dot. So we're pretty much putting them together all the same way. Like that. So now I'm just doing it out of order. So this is also going to go right about there. All right, and then we're going to use our dimensionals. Why are those seem really sticky. Sticky to the paper. All right, so great for gifting wine or liquor. Yes, they could totally be. Oh, that gives me a great idea. They could totally be gift tags for alcohol. So I should make some for the Majestic so I can sell them there, because those usually sell fairly well. All right. It's a great idea. All tags can be used that way. All right, so this one, we're going to place this right there. And wow, these are really stuck to the paper. Maybe it's because I had moved them and they didn't like being moved from their original paper. I know, they have brains, right? They know. Dimensionals know. All right, so we're going to put his beard over his beard. Gives him that nice 3D look. All right, just makes him come alive. And then his hat with the gold band, like that. And then the For You. So this one would be really good. It's right under his, here we go. Making sure that I didn't, there, you don't want your dimensional to show on that side, so I did good. And then again, we're going to pop that baby out, dislodge it, pop that baby out, dislodge it. Cut this at 12 inches. So if you were making a bunch of these, you could totally assembly line these. So what you would do is you would cut all your 12-inch strips. You would lay everything out and do all your dimensionals and all your glue dots, and then you would put them all together. And that assembly lining is a great way when you're doing multiples of something to do it. That's how I do. I used to do Christmas cards where it was all the same Christmas card before I became a demonstrator. So everyone every year got the same one. And so I would assembly line them so that I could make all 100 of them at one time. And they would get finished one right after the other instead of doing the stamping and then the cutting. And then I would do all the cutting, all the stamping, all the die cutting. So assembly lining is a great way to get multiples done. So here you go, and then you could just tie this in a bow around a bottle for you. Love it. Love, love, love it. All right, so here we go with our little girl, Nutcracker. So she's got her fuzzy warm boots, her hat, the joy, and then we have the glue dot goes on here because they are all pretty much the same in that respect. So that works. That makes it easy. Another great reason where if you were making a bunch of these as gifts or for gifts, you could totally assembly line it and have it be ready to go. All right, so we need our dimensionals on our hats. So our hats have always been 2 dimensionals. And then her boots are 2 dimensionals because they're bigger than the beards, of course. So they have a little more surface space there. So we'll do this and this. We'll put her boots on, which have a little bit of gold glitter on it. Oop, that one's crooked. Can't have her wearing crooked boots. Loving the gold highlights, right? Me too. I think it looks really cool. It just, that little bit of dusting of gold really makes a huge difference. And the fact that we are popping it up, and you can do this where you can double stamp stuff and have it pop up. Like the other thing that would have been cute if she wasn't having a sentiment across would have been to have the present popped up. That would look cute as well and just add to it. All right, and then our sentiment, we have one up here, and then we have one down here, and then we have one in the middle-ish. All right, so, whoop, there we go. All right. And so sending joy, I like that. I like that. So this one is going to go right about there. All right. And then we're going to pop this baby out. Pop that one out. And put those 2 together. We'll cut another 12 inches. And I am doing the 12 inches. I know with other things where we're doing bows, a lot of times I don't do the recommended length, but because this is, oh, I didn't even have to make those wet. Because this is a tag, I want the length because that way I can tie a bow on the end of it when I am putting it either on the present or on the bottle or on a card. I can then, oh, all right, so that didn't want to come off. There we go. Well, maybe I do need to get it a little wet. Stick it together. That was not cooperating. It looked like it was going to go in nice and easy. And there we have, whoops, there we have our girl. And our last one, look how nice and quick these are coming together. So imagine even just all 12 of them, how quickly you could put these together, especially if you assembly line. They would go super duper quick if you were assembly lining versus doing each one individually. So keep that in mind when you're doing Christmas cards. If you're doing like one of the same card for everybody, which I did that for years and years and years and years and years. I used to buy a box, same one, buy a couple boxes of the exact same card. Everyone got the same thing. That way I didn't have to worry about if someone got a different one the next year. And then when I started making my own cards, I did the same thing. I just made one of the same card, and then one year I made 2 different kinds of cards and kind of wrote down who got what. That got to be kind of tedious, trying to remember who got what. And now I just make, because of doing lives and classes, I just have such a variety of Christmas cards that I don't even worry about if they accidentally get the same one the years in a row or 2 years. The most they would get would be 2 years in a row, just depending on the cards that I have. But I don't even worry about that anymore. I decided that was too much trouble to worry about. And a lot of people probably, unless they are a scrapbooker like my friend Jody, she would be the one to know that I sent her the same card because she puts the Christmas cards she gets in her scrapbook. So for her, I have to make sure not to send. I have to make sure to send a card that I know I made this year. But for everyone else, most people, they're not paying that close attention to what I got unless they happen to use it. And at this point, nobody has said, hey, June, I got that same card last year. So until someone tells me that, I'm just not going to worry about it. So, and this year I'm really working hard. My big goal is to make sure I get all my Christmas cards out on time. So Mom and I need to pull down my Christmas card box and start addressing them and make sure we get them out. My goal is to have them out by the beginning of December. The 1st of December preferably, but at least the beginning of December. So this one goes all the way down. Oops, look, I forgot to pop that out. I don't think the other ones had anything to pop out. I'll have to double check that. So cheer. There we go. All right, that looks a little high. So I'm going to take that off. Try that again. There we go. All right. Whew. How cute are these? Are you loving them? Are you going to go in there and put that little X? You need to go in there and put the X. So you go to the online store, go to Shop Products, click on, in the drop down, click on Kits Collection, then click on the Nutcracker kit, and then X that box next to the picture so that you can get an email. You're going to get an email saying you're on the email list to be notified. This one's not cooperating. I guess we'll do one and then the other. That you want to be notified for when this is back in stock. and then you can get it too. I'm sure they will have it in stock soon. Probably, my guess is probably in November. All right, so again, I do have, ooh, that seems a little high. I'm gonna have to move this down because it's getting blocked out. There we go. And there we go. All right. There we go. That way it shows. So here we have our 4. Make sure they're all in. Oh, this is kind of high too. It's supposed to be down by their feet, by their boots. All right, this one, somehow, I don't know how, somehow I did not line these up very well. All right, they're supposed to be all down by the boots. There we go. All right, so here are our 4, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see them all. Our 4 different Nutcracker tags. Super cute, super quick and easy. You could totally, birthday, anniversary cards. May gave each other, oh, one year Michael and I gave each other the same anniversary card. That is funny. That's funny. Ron always does cards that have lots of words that make me get teary-eyed. And it's always to my wife, so I wouldn't buy one that says to my wife. So he and I probably would not do that. Of course, now that I make cards, I make the card and I have to write my own words, but he usually goes to the store and buys one. Although I did tell him one year, I said, you know, I've got a lot of cards you could choose from and just give me one of my own, just write the words. And he's like, I never know what words to write. I'd rather buy the one with the words. I'm like, okay. So Missy says, I had a sheet of glue dots that all of the sticky parts stuck to the plastic when I tried to take them off. Almost half of the sheet, that's all that was there. Do they get old and stickier? I don't know. I imagine they get old, but typically when sticky stuff gets old, it gets less sticky. So I really couldn't answer that. Now, it just depends on whether it was exposed to heat or cold also. Cold, I think, makes it less sticky. Heat might make it stickier. But don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert on that. I'm just making a guess on that. All right. So there we go. The Nutcracker kit. You can make 3 of each of these. You'll have a total of 12 cards. 4 presents. 4 wine bottles, alcohol bottles. If you give those away when you go to people's houses, these would be a great way to do that. For, let's see, presents, wine bottles, cards, gift, little like treat boxes and things like that. You could use them as ornaments. They're really pretty, and I love all the little gold glitter. So before we sign off, let's talk about a few things. Our join special. All right. I know I've talked about it before. I had 4 people take me up on this offer yesterday. So I had a card class with 3 people, and all 3 ladies were like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So 2 of them are doing the $35 for $120, and they get $125 worth of product for that $30 because they want to get to their Stampin' Rewards and their discount faster. They didn't need any big ticket items. I had another lady who wanted the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's $130. So she is doing the $99 and getting $189 worth of product. Either way, you get $90 worth of free product. And so I have, so she's getting the machine for $130, and then she'll still have $69. 69? 130, 59. $59 still to spend on whatever she wants, probably some dies because she's getting the machine so she can start using dies. So there's two different offers, and it just depends on where your needs are. If you're looking to get a big ticket item like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, this is a smoking deal. You get that $130 machine for $99 plus another $59 worth of product. All right. If you're not needing a big ticket item and you don't want to spend a lot of money at the moment because you just want to get to that discount and get your Stampin' Rewards at the same time, then the $35 and choosing $125 worth of product is your best bet. Remember, you cannot go over the $125 or the $189. You have to go up to or as close to it as possible. So I had one lady, she was spot on. All the things she wanted totaled out to $125. I had two other ladies that they totaled it out. It was $124.75. So they were only leaving 25 cents on the table. So there are ways where you can get as close to $125 without going over and without leaving dollars on the table. You just have to look at what you want and configure it. Use the last chance items that are on sale to help fill in those small things. I think the smallest amount was $4.20. So that was the lowest amount of anything. You can use the filters on the side of the screen where if you scroll down, it'll say $0 to $5 and you can fit things in there if you've got less than $5 to fill. But I do know from yesterday's experience that $4.20 is the smallest amount of anything that we have in our online store at the moment. So if you're thinking, you know what, I really would love some crafty goodies and I would really love to be part of a crafty community, to be able to talk to people who love to craft and understand my joy in crafting and creating, then this is the place for you, because we do get together and I am making some changes. I'm sending an email out to my people today. We're going to start doing 2 gatherings a month, one in person and one on Zoom. Because the crafty community is important to me, and we have so much fun when we get together and we talk and we chat and everything. So you want to make sure that if you are a crafty person and you're looking for that community, then this is the place to be, because it's not just the Stampin' Up! Family, it's my family, the Ink Collective Crafters, and we enjoy spending our time together. Missy and Joanne are part of the team and we have a great time, and I am looking to make more opportunities where we can get together more often and craft and play together. So yesterday one of the ladies said, well, what's your expectation of me? I said, stamp, craft, and come play with me. That's it. Those are my only expectations. I have no other expectations for my team members. You know, you have to do your part, you have to stay active, but other than that, just come craft, chat, and play and stamp and have fun. All right. The other thing I want to tell you about, if you have questions about that, please ask me down below or message me directly. I am happy to chat with you about it. So we have 4 new team members, and it's been great. I've had once there's 2 that need to finalize it. Once we finalize all that, 8 new crafters will have joined my team this month, and we're going to have fun just crafting together. I mean, who doesn't love that? I do. So just as a note, tomorrow, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have free shipping. So just think, if you were to sign up today and you would get into your portal and you would get everything set up, if you did the $35, you pick your $125 worth of product, tomorrow you could get free shipping with your discount and your Stampin' Rewards as well. So the starter kit itself is free shipping. You don't pay for free shipping. You get a free paper pumpkin and you get all the supplies that you order. And then you could start ordering for yourself, get your 20% discount, get your Stampin' Rewards, and get more free shipping. Triple dip, baby. Let's do it. Now, if you are a customer and you're like, no, June, I just want to be your customer, no problem. You can still get free shipping and Stampin' Rewards tomorrow. That's a double dip. All right, so we love that. If you have any questions about anything, please drop me a line. You can call me. My phone number is on my business page. You can call me, you can text me, you can message me, you can email me. However you need to get a hold of me to get your questions answered, I am here for you to do that. So thank you so much for joining me, Joanne, Missy, and Covina. I love that you are on here, that you are commenting, and that you are kind of talking to each other as well. Take care. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I will be back here on Thursday. Let me just look at the time real quick. On Thursday, and we are back to 11:30 instead of 1:30. So 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. My Thursday Zoom boot camp has ended, so I can go back to my regularly scheduled live on Thursday. So we're going to do that at 11:30, Thunderstruck Thursday. And I'm planning a messy, I know, don't fall off your chair, Missy and Joanne. I'm planning a messy technique to show you. I know. You're probably like, what? Yeah. And Missy, this time you won't be able to say, well, that's not really messy. It's going to be messy, but I think it's going to be cool. So I'm working on that, getting that all ready to go. So join me at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time on Thursday for a fun new technique. You are not going to believe it. You're not going to believe that I'm doing it, and then you're not going to believe how cool it looks. So I'll see you Thursday. Have an awesome rest of your Tuesday and a fantastic Wednesday. Bye-bye.